Hey everyone, this is Kate Weatherwise, your favorite weather girl, coming to you on Tuesday, January 27th. It is in the afternoon, and I wanted to get this weather video out because I have been really quiet lately with getting weather forecasts and weather videos out for the Western US because the West has been so quiet outside of those few snow showers and snow events that have gone through the states like Colorado and perhaps some snow falling in eastern Montana. But outside of that, it's been really, really quiet for the West for the most part. And everything has been happening back east. So that's why I've had my focus there. Now, what I wanted to bring up to speed was the fact that we are going to have a little bit of that high breakdown, which today I have been watching the high pressure start to fall in lieu of this next storm that's coming in from the southwest. So, really quickly, I want to go to this radar screen, which then also tells us temperatures around the area. As you can see, temperatures are quite warm. In my neck of the woods over here in eastern Washington, it is around 40 degrees right now, which is well above freezing, 8 degrees above freezing. And it actually feels really good. But the clouds are starting to fill the sky. They came in a little bit later than expected, which is what has allowed the temperatures to tick up more than I first anticipated. But I will show you here in a moment where that system is coming from, that next system, which is coming in tonight into tomorrow morning, which may give this area a little bit of snow overnight tonight. So as you can see, the temperatures right now around the area are really not too bad temperature wise. We're in the 50s as you head into southern Oregon, into the 40s in southern Idaho, and then into the 30s in northern Idaho. Western Montana, you are not looking bad either. My goodness, this is unheard of for the last week in January. Temperatures in the mid 40s to around 50 degrees near Great Falls. That is literally unheard of. Now, if you go east to eastern Montana, that's where that corner, the northeast corner of Montana, you are getting clipped by that cold air that is coming in from Canada. As you can see, you just go a little bit further east into North Dakota and you're in the minus reading. So that's where you can see the dividing line between eastern Montana, central Montana, you're still a little bit warm. Western Montana, you are warm, and then you just head east and it's like, okay, now I know where that polar air is coming from right now. And as we zoom out a little bit and you want to see the whole West, we go down into California. You're not super warm, but you're 70 degrees in LA. You're in the 60s and low 60s in Central California. And you are in the 50s and 40s, in the 20s in Colorado, and down into Arizona, southern Arizona. You're not super warm either. You're 70 degrees in Phoenix and 40s and 50s in New Mexico. Now it's wintertime. It's wintertime. So okay, now we are going to go take a look at the satellite imagery and what is coming at us with the radar enhancement from the southwest. This is the system that is making its way inland and is going to give us a little brief chance of a snow shower tonight into tomorrow morning. This is rain coming into the coast. We saw those warm temperatures down there. This is the winds that are racing in to the north where there's several low pressure systems up here into the Gulf of Alaska that you can see here. Now, these are different waves of clouds that are coming in, and then later tonight over into tomorrow morning is when we'll quite possibly see those snowflakes fall. We had in eastern Washington, around my area, we had this very bizarre event one night. I think it was last Monday night. It was last Monday night, where there were like snow flurries during the day too, and then in the evening there were snow flurries that were so random and sporadic that literally from one street to the next you would have snow on the ground, and then the next street over there'd be no snow. So that was a very interesting evening last Monday that occurred, and it was like little snow pellets, so not quite grapple and not quite snowflakes, somewhere in the middle there. It was just very interesting. So this is what we are looking at as far as the high pressure still kind of in control, but is going to break down a little bit over the next few days to bring in a chance for snow tonight and also a chance for snow tomorrow night into Thursday as well. But then after Thursday, the temperatures start to warm up and we get into the mid and sometimes upper 40s throughout the weekend. And then it's looking like next week, all of next week into the first week in February, which is the first week, I think February 1st is on Sunday, this coming Sunday. So the first full week of February looks to be on the warm side. And the Climatic Data Center is also predicting warmth to be with us above average temperatures through about the 10th of February. But that's what it has been all winter long for us. So this is not much of a change. What we really want to see is that snowpack coming in. We want to see that those snow totals start to stack up in the mountains, and that is just not happening, and it's really not expected to happen this weekend. There will be some snow that does fall in the Cascade Mountains into the mountains of Idaho and western Montana, but not a lot, and it's not going to be consistent, and it's not going to be long lasting. Unfortunately, it's a very out of the ordinary winter. We have had winters in the past where we haven't had a lot of snow in the mountains, but we really want to see that snowpack because without the snowpack in the wintertime, it can greatly influence our water in the summer and then the fire chances for summertime as well. It'll be a lot drier, a lot more drier foliage, so there'll be a lot more in the way of potential fires that get started. So we have to take all of these things into account. And right now we are well below normal, well below between 40 and 50% of normal in the mountains for right now. So as we go over here, this is another vantage point of infrared satellite imagery. And you see this system, it's elongated. It's not going to pack a huge punch, but it is elongated. So it is coming in to our area and it's going to brush by for our night tonight into tomorrow morning. So now we're going to take a look at the European model. This is going to show us, if we want to focus over here, this is where I'm going to be talking about because this is where the systems are going to be coming in. I'll move this over just a tad so we can, yeah, there we go. So we can see, so let's push forward that little system that comes, okay, I need to back this up because I was going forward too much. Okay, so this is tonight and this system that's coming in right now. And as you can see, there's just really a skiff of snow that is going to possibly come in tonight and give us like a little dusting. Wake up tomorrow morning and say, oh, it snowed overnight. And who knows, it could still be snowing when you wake up in the morning very lightly. So this is around, this is around 4 a.m., 4 a.m. And then it moves out by 8, 9 a.m. And then this is the next system that will potentially bring us snow, which will come in tomorrow and tomorrow evening into Thursday morning. So this is a little bit more, this is coming in from the west and northwest. So that's going to be a greater chance for us to get more snow and for it to be colder. So that snow will stick around. But again, this is coming over. This is into Thursday morning. There's still a chance that it could be warm enough for rain down south, but I think we'll be on the borderline between rain and snow. And again, elevation dependent. So whatever your elevation is, if you don't know what it is, there's lots of apps in whatever phone you use, that app store. Go just type in altimeter and then download it. There's lots of free ones. I have a free one on my phone, so it can tell, they're very accurate. It'll tell you what your elevation is. So when I talk about elevation related snow, and I say below 2,000 feet, you're not going to see any snow. That's going to be about the elevation dependent snow totals for our area Wednesday night into Thursday. It's going to be elevation dependent. I think 1,800 to 2,000 feet is going to be that dividing line. And of course, I will update tomorrow for those snow totals, or for that elevation dependent snow total. Now, as we go through Friday, this next system will bring us some rain. And as I have mentioned in previous forecasts, it's been cold, and so the ground is frozen. And when the ground starts to warm up, it's not going to warm up all the way down through. It's just going to warm up the very top layer. And it's not even going to warm it up too much. So the rain that is going to fall Thursday into Friday, especially Thursday, is when we're going to get the most rain, about 1/4 of an inch or less. That rain is going to hit the frozen ground, and the ground's not going to be able to absorb it because it's going to be frozen, and so it's going to sit on top. So it's not like it's going to be when we've had snow on the ground and then it warms up and then it rains on top of the snow and the ground is frozen and creates a ton of flooding. But there will be instances where it sits on the ground and we're getting 1/4 of an inch. So that's borderline just real sloppy. It's going to get really sloppy for Thursday into Friday. But beyond Friday, the weekend looks to dry back out and high pressure come back into control. See how this high pressure pops back in here? This is Saturday afternoon, and then we come back into the warm flow, and then this cold plunge again develops and pushes down into the southeast all the way down into Florida. And I talked about this in a prior video. So if you want to see talking about the east and these storms, if you have any traveling to do in the east, if you're going to Florida to go to Disney World or something like that, then you want to know what the weather is, what the weather's doing over here in the east. Go to my prior video that I uploaded to YouTube, and you'll be able to see what the weather's going to be like over the next week for the eastern part of the country. So for now, this is a high pressure that's going to come back into control, and it's going to start blocking all of those systems. You see this system out here in the ocean trying to get over to the west coast? This shows, when is this? This shows a little bit on Sunday. Perhaps into western Washington, you could get a brush. You could get a little bit of a brush of precipitation. And this is on Tuesday, another little brush in western Washington. And that's typical for you in eastern Washington and Idaho and western Montana and Oregon and California and all these areas. If the jet stream is pointed right here, but there's still high pressure in control, these systems come in and sort of like a glancing blow, and it's not going to create a lot of snow in the mountains. It's not going to create a lot of snow in the lowlands. You know, there was talk of maybe an atmospheric river setting up again. That's not going to be the case anymore. So there's another little system that makes its way almost all the way down into western Washington, but then it retreats north again. So that is the look at what the weather's going to be like. A little bit of a break from all the dry weather. It's awesome to get the dry weather. It's awesome to see the sun. It's not awesome to have continuous clouds, but it's awesome to see the sun. And you want to enjoy that. However, in the back of your mind, you are realizing and you see that we need some snow in the mountains, and that's not even to 50% of snowfall totals for the mountains. So we can have natural runoff for this spring into the summer and fill up all of our lakes and reservoirs and rivers and all of those things. So it may change. The long-term forecast is more of the same. However, it could change. It could change at any moment. There's only so much data you can pull when you're looking more than 2 weeks out, and you can notice trends. You can see trends. This is a very This is a very interesting map that I had pointed out in a previous video, where it just shows you, this is, the reds and oranges are high pressure and the blues are low pressure. And it just shows you that pipeline from the Arctic pulling down and just streaming into the central and eastern part of the United States. Whereas we have our own high pressure here, but it's blocking these systems from coming into the Pacific Northwest or the California coast and bringing snow into the mountains. So that is what is happening right now. That is my forecast for the next week. I will continue to update daily in my weather group, my 9 Mile Weather Outlook group. And then I will continue to update daily with daily short videos and then long form videos when they become necessary. And I hope you all have a good rest of your Tuesday afternoon into the evening. And this is Kate Weatherwise saying bye for now.